Welcome everyone to Our Unity, a show that wishes to spread a spirit of peace and love in the world, one conversation at a time.
None of that affects how you are going to change the world.
That's right.
No, it does not take one person to change the world, but it takes one person to believe in themselves.
Yes.
That they can make a difference.
I love
to
that.
Inspire others.
And that's why, for me, I try to make it my purpose now to try to help other people realize their self-worth.
Yeah.
Because it's so sad that so many of us, we get destroyed based off of what other people have to say.
Yeah.
I would say do it in your own way. Make sure you're doing it on your own accord and take a risk.
Go out there and live your life passionately. Believe in everything that you're doing and believe in the fact that you will accomplish every single goal. Welcome everyone to Our Unity, a show that wishes to spread a spirit of peace and love in the world, one conversation at a time. We want to encourage you to live your purpose on purpose. It is time for you to just walk boldly into the plans that God has for your life. It's time for you to step passionately into your gifts and your talents. We all have something to offer this big world, my friends. We all have something to contribute. Every single day we wake up, we should be looking forward to an opportunity to make changes, not only within ourselves, but within the world around us. Even when we're feeling weary, we're feeling tired, we're not motivated, we still have to realize that we were created for such a time as this. God prepared us, He equipped us. So now that we have to walk proudly and boldly in our authority, to give back to our world, to nurture ourselves, to be a blessing to others. I'd like to welcome you in. My name is LeShawn Walker. Please, thank you for tuning in to another wonderful episode of Our Unity. Please like, share, and follow. Let everyone know that we're on right now. Please tag a friend. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Well, my friends, I hope that you guys are having a wonderful, wonderful afternoon. This month is just running away from us. I want to know what you guys have been doing this past couple of weeks. How are you enjoying this heat? As you're walking in your purpose, are you enjoying this weather? Are you taking advantage of all this summer has to offer? I hope that you're spending time with your friends and family. I hope that you're also realizing how amazing you are, how blessed you are, how everything that you have is right at your fingertips, and all you have to do is just rise and grab it and get it, go for it and live it. That's exactly how I've been feeling lately. I went to church on Sunday and it was all about walking in your purpose and doing it on purpose. God created us for so much. Not one of us is living this earth without some type of gift or talent that we can share with others. There is nothing in us that we cannot accomplish if we put our mind to it. And that's what I'm hoping that every last one of you are doing today. So I want to get real quick to what I've been doing lately, because I asked you already what you've been up to. So you could drop in the comments where you've been, what you're doing, where you're going, who you've seen. And I'm going to share with you what I did this past weekend. It was Mirror Empowerment's 5th annual fun fashion show. And LeShawn Walker was the MC and host, only for a little while because they had a little surprise for me. But my queen, Celine Ferdinand, put on an amazing gala for all of these young models in her community. It was awesome to see the confidence, to see just the passion that these young men and women had strutting down that runway. You can continue to show the pictures. So, I was honored because she had me MC just for probably a little more than 75% of the show. And then after that, they kicked me off because they surprised me with an award for all of my contributions to Mirror Empowerment, which is a youth empowerment organization, which they help uplift and empower the young men and women in their communities, teaching them how to serve, teaching them how they can make impacts in their community, how they can achieve any goal that they put their mind to. So we had a couple of honorees that received awards and citations and proclamations from Congress and from Assemblyman, what is his name? Carrie Solanges and Mikhail Solange. It was awesome. The food was fabulous as well. But what I love the most is seeing all of those young boys and girls strutting down that runway with smiles on their face, the audience just soaking it all in and just loving every minute of the attitude that they had walking down that runway. They looked so happy. They looked like they were in their element. And they looked like, truly, honestly, that they were walking in their purpose, which is what we all need to aspire to do. We're living a life right now that God is looking at us. He really is. He's wondering if we are going to squander away all that he instilled in us, or if we're going to boldly walk into it and take what we deserve and what we've earned throughout our many years on this earth. And that's what I hope that every last one of you are doing. I know it gets hard sometimes. You know, we get lazy. I'm a big procrastinator, so I know there's things I still need to get done, but I know that I will do them because of the purpose that I have to live in this life. I know God has an amazing calling on my life, and I'm just trying to make sure that I'm doing exactly what he designed and created me to do. Even when I feel tired, even when I feel lazy, even when I feel weary, and even when I feel the fear, because that's what a lot of us also experience. There's so much that we go through on a daily basis just to maintain our own identity in this world. But if we dig deep, if we seek those things that give us joy, if we make sure that we're waking up every morning with expectation, and if we're realizing that we have a purpose here on earth and we serve others and we live with compassion and empathy, trust and believe we will be living out our purpose on purpose. So today we're going to be talking that very subject with an amazing young man. This young man just warms my heart. He is the winner of the Sandra Cabrera Dare to Be You award, and he is a Long Island resident. So the title of the show is Rooted in Resilience, Rising into Purpose. And we're going to be speaking with the amazing Osaze Daniel. He is a remarkable young man whose life journey bridges the vibrant spirit of St. Lucia with the resilience of Brooklyn and the promise of Long Island. Born in the Caribbean and raised in New York, Osaze has grown up navigating the complexities of identity, systemic challenges, and personal trials with grace and purpose. Deeply rooted in his Caribbean heritage and shaped by his American experience, he found his voice through adversity and has become a passionate advocate for justice, unity, and youth empowerment. A proud 2025 graduate of Uniondale High School, Osaze represents the strength and brilliance of his generation. The strength Osaze carries was forged through witnessing the unimaginable. His father, an international bodybuilder, battling cancer while building their family home from the ground up, and later, the heartbreaking loss of his grandmother, a spiritual pillar in his life. These moments taught him the true meaning of resilience, service, and manhood, not defined by invincibility, but by unwavering courage in community service and public speaking. And facing courage in the face of hardship, Through initiatives like My Brother's Keeper, community service, and public speaking, Osaze has inspired others to find healing, hope, and purpose amid struggle. Academically driven and mission focused, Osaze is preparing to pursue a degree in criminology and psychology, with aspirations of becoming a lawyer or FBI agent to defend the underserved and be a beacon for young Black men. He believes in using every opportunity to dismantle injustice, promote understanding, and build a better world. A visionary in the making, Osaze reminds us that we are powerful, we are unbreakable, and we are a history in the making. So please join us in welcoming and celebrating the 2025 recipient of the Sandra Cabrera Dare to Be You Scholarship, Mr. Osaze Daniel. How are you, my friend?
Hey, happy to be here.
I'm great. I hope that you're doing well. I kind of butchered your bio a little bit. I can't see. I should have put on my readers, but I didn't want to do it. But how are you? How are you feeling today?
I'm good. Everything's going good. Family's going to St. Lucia. I'm preparing to move to Buffalo. Everything's going great.
Yes, that's what I hear. First, let me say I am so sorry to hear about your grandmother. I understand she was an amazing presence in your life and meant a great deal to you.
Yeah.
So, my love, my prayers to you and your family on her passing. But I understand that's what you said. You're going to St. Lucia tomorrow,
Yeah.
so that you can be with your family. You
Yeah.
ready?
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. That's great. So, I usually ask my guests to tell us a little about their upbringing and, their past. You're so young. You're still a young man. But I want you to do that. Tell me a little about your upbringing. I understand that you're originally from Brooklyn. What was your experience like in Brooklyn? And how is it now, with you living in Long Island?
Brooklyn, I was very family oriented. Family, we were in an apartment. Family lived downstairs and upstairs. I got to know my neighbors. So there, I got to build relationships and actually have a fun childhood. My dad always took me to the park. It was always fun.
Oh, nice.
But then growing up, I saw like certain things in the train station, like certain things I wasn't too fond of. And then they were like, "Hey, let's go to Long Island. Let's move over there. There's more opportunity over there to show you what's going on, more sports for you to be active,
Right.
some gyms you go to." I was like, "Okay." They always tell me like, "Sorry, like, oh, we moved you," but I'm like, "Nah, thank you." Like I love it over here.
You too.
I got to meet so many friends, got to join programs like MBK sports, enjoy wrestling. With MBK, I got to enjoy so much. I got to build relationships, like go to different presentations, give speeches,
Nice.
go to different ceremonies. It was always fun.
I
So
love
with that, I also received a certification for completing over 20 hours of community service.
Wow.
But in total, I've completed over 40.
Mm-hmm.
So with that, I'm happy they moved me.
I love that. Now, MBK is my brother's keeper, right?
Mm.
That's a youth men's organization, right?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, perfect. I love that. What did you gain from being part of that organization?
I think one, brotherhood, where I could actually come to people like Mr. Ross, where he's like my second father. I could come to him or come to the fellow members I see as my brothers.
Mm-hmm.
I could go with my problems. It could be small or big. It could be girl problems. It could be academic problems. They would
Okay.
help me out. It could, no matter what.
I love
With that, one more lesson is networking, where at events I would talk to people. Either it would be about real estate opportunities I could get. Either like if someone hops off the stage, I might talk to them like, "Hey, I really like your speech. Is there any encouraging words you would give me?" Stuff like that.
I love that.
And like, for example, with real estate, at one of the MBK events,
Mm-hmm.
I got to talk to someone that, I don't know, the words like reached me in my soul.
Right.
And then they said they did real estate. I was like, okay, let me get in contact with you. They gave me their number. So after I complete my real estate exam, it's eligible for like a few years. So after I
Right.
complete that exam, I plan on doing real estate as a side hustle. I always wanted like multiple sources of income.
Right.
So that would be a blessing.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a certification I did a 77-hour course of real estate
Wow.
for me to be eligible to take that test.
I love that. So you're opening up different avenues for you to sort of walk down,
Yeah.
so that you can, like you said, create that generational wealth for the ones that are coming up behind you. When you were in Brooklyn, because I heard you also, you snuck that in there, that your parents keep saying, "I'm sorry, we left. We left Brooklyn," but you were like, "No, thank you." Is it because you didn't see the opportunities that you have now been afforded here in Long Island? What was sort of the contrast between the two?
The contrast, I believe the school I was going to in Brooklyn, it was a very nice school. It offered good programs and college credits. It was good.
Mm-hmm.
But for some reason in the city, I struggled to make friends, and I felt like it wasn't really for me.
Right.
So when they moved me here, first day, I got to talk to people, got to talk to the staff members, got to talk to a bunch of people. I felt welcomed.
Right.
Like with Brooklyn, even the sport programs, I didn't see many I could actually join and like enjoy.
Right.
I love Brooklyn. Don't get me wrong. No, I'm not disrespecting
That's
nobody.
right.
I love Brooklyn. I love the place I was raised.
Right.
But with Long Island, I saw sports programs. I saw football, wrestling, stuff I could join.
Right. I totally get that.
With wrestling, I could receive medals. I could win tournaments. I could do all that. I didn't get those opportunities in Brooklyn.
In Brooklyn, I see what you're saying. So they offered here in Long Island more programs
Yeah.
For you. I get what
Like
you're
I would have
saying.
never known of MBK or these young organizations for young men of color or young men in general
Right.
if I stayed.
I see what you're saying. I get that. I get that. Well, what challenges did you face? I mean, you touched upon it a little bit, but growing up and moving from Brooklyn, because you were born in St. Lucia, though, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Your childhood in St. Lucia and then you moving into Brooklyn and then ending up in Long Island. What challenges, kind of did you face, and how were you able to overcome them?
I feel like the challenges I had over face is the ability to adapt. Where my father taught me that iron sharpens iron, where I should always be looking for people to guide me. No matter where I am, I need to find people that can uplift me, show me the environment, and teach me lessons I might not know.
Right.
For example, I feel like with wrestling, people showed me like how to be confident. Don't walk on the mat slouched. Actually, show that you want to be there. Show that you are willing to win.
Right.
And once again, my father taught me that no matter where I am, I need to have my head up, chest out, and act like I want to be there.
Right.
Like, no matter what event, people will willingly come up to me like, "Hey, I saw you walk in. You look confident. Once you walk in a room with that stature, you will control the room."
Yeah.
So with that always taught me. That was like guided me and helped me out no matter where I am.
I love that. So you gained a lot of self-confidence also.
Yeah.
I really love that. You mentioned your dad, and I know your grandmother as well instilled, and your mom instilled so much in you. What was the most important thing that you've learned from them as you're growing up and you're transitioning into this man that's about to leave for college and pursue his dreams?
Right. I think the two lessons I said about my father was probably the two that I've held on to most: the iron sharpens iron, and head up and chest out. My mom definitely helped me with literature, no matter where I am. If I write an essay, restart. I hated it when I was younger, but then when I was older, I realized no, this actually helped me out. So now I'm good at literature. I can write, I can read, anything along those lines. My grandmother, very Christian woman. She loved God. She instilled those values in me. I love going to church with her. No matter, even if I'm tired on that Sunday, I loved going to church with her.
I love that.
Like, she always taught me those lessons. Always read the Bible. No matter how many times, no matter what time of night, she would always call me. She was in St. Lucia at the time, and I was in Brooklyn. Always call me at night to make me pray with her, and always brought a smile on my face, and I would always go to sleep happy.
I love that. I love that. Do you find, because that's what I find to be so important, is that our youth have a connection with God and they start rooting themselves in God and not try to seek him later on in life when you feel like you really need him. Knowing that you're going to church with your mom, which I truly love. And are you gaining anything from it? Are you just a body in the church, or are you actually listening and retaining, the information?
At first, when I was younger, I was just there. I would just want to sleep. I would just be slouched or whatever. I would not really pay attention. But over time, my dad his diagnosis. All of a sudden, I was wondering, like, what's the point of living? I was like, if that's gonna happen, the most strong person I know, like amazing person, got sick. I was like, why? What am I doing with my life?
Yeah.
Then I got more God oriented, and I realized, wait, there's actually stuff I want to do in life, stuff I want to live for. Like, God, I actually showed me values, what I want to do in life. That actually helped me out with a lot with MBK, with getting into my interests, everything.
And the faith as well, right? To
Definitely.
know that your father,
Yeah.
even though he was battling this health issue,
God helped a lot with
yes,
that. Yeah.
yes, that you know that he's going to be okay, and that
Yeah.
you know that there is someone that's covering him and watching over him and listening to you as well. I love that. Well, you mentioned that your mom is an English teacher, correct?
Yeah.
And let me tell you something. I am so happy that she stayed on top of you
Yeah.
in regard to literature, communication, because that's how you were able to clinch the Sandra Cabrera Dare to Be You award. Your essay was fascinating. It was fabulous. It was engaging. You brought me into what you were doing and who you were as a person. And what I gleaned from it is that you are a young person that truly cares about others, you know? And I'm sure that is because of your upbringing,
Yes.
because of where you've come from. You've seen different environments and neighborhoods and communities, and you were able to identify with them as well as realize and understand, you know, what path you wanted to take in your life. And that's what I received from that essay. So I want you to share with me a little about, you know, how does it feel to serve on a bigger level? Who do you want to serve? And what do you want to teach, like the young Black men like yourself that have gone through some of the things that you've gone through? And I know those are a lot of questions in one fell swoop, but take your time.
I might need you to repeat that first
Yes,
question.
to serve. I want to know, what does it mean for you to serve? Because apparently it came from somewhere. You know what I mean? Not every young man wants to go out there and help others. I understand that you started a mentorship group, you know, where you were partnering older mentors with the young students in your high school, so that they can learn from them, so that they can get an idea of how to navigate not only high school but life. So tell me a little about that.
Where it came from, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where it came from, where when starting MBK, I was just in there. Like Mr. Ross just pulled me in, like, hey, come see how it is.
So that's MBK,
Yeah.
My Brother's Keeper?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I thought you started this. Did you start this organization?
No.
Oh, okay.
Nah.
Go ahead. So was this the same organization that you were pairing older mentors with the younger?
No, that was a school.
Okay, that was the school. Okay, so tell me about that.
Well, MBK was helping with that though.
Oh, okay. All right, I get it. So go ahead.
With that, Mr. Ross just pulled me in, and then all the people that was already in the program mentored me, showing like, hey, what I could do, stuff I could help out with, how I could improve academically. It was always a thing where if they saw you in the hallway or slacking off, they would come to you, not aggressively, not like, hey, you need to do this. No, they would actually talk to you like, hey, what's going on? Like, I see what's going on. I think you need to improve. We'll help you out and actually offer assistance.
Right.
So when I got that assistance, I was like, hey, what can I do to actually, and that felt amazing, where I could actually go to someone and tell them my problems without worrying about judgment or anything else.
Right.
So I wanted to offer that to other people as well.
Right. I love that. How did that make you feel that you were able to facilitate something like that? You experienced it, so you felt that it was necessary for other young men such as yourself to actually have that same opportunity. How did that make you feel as you saw it unraveling and it being fully realized? What feedback did you get from the young, students that you connected with the mentors?
With MBK, we usually get to talk to people, and then we'll go around and each of us will say how we feel that day or something like that. With the young men coming in, I realized they usually say how they felt welcome as well, and how they actually revolved around the program as well. Right. Some came in this year. The program started small, like 10 people, but then over time, more and more people stacked up over each year. This year, might have been one of the best years. We had trips. A lot of people came. It was amazing. We had a full event. It was great.
So clearly it was needed, right? What do you think is the biggest challenge that people your age are facing right now? I mean, I'm sure, I don't know if you watch the news, but I'm sure you know the state of the world and what is happening in real time for the most part. What is the biggest challenge that you find you're facing? Because I know that you want to help those in underrepresented areas and those who are dealing with systematic injustices. But what challenge from where you sit right now do you see your generation is facing?
I think ultimately productivity. Whereas maybe certain jobs are hard to get, and you'll need like 15 years of experience just to get that one job.
Yeah.
I feel like certain things need to be presented to young people of interest, like, hey, you could do this. You can get up and actually go over here, make money, or do something like that.
Yeah.
Because as young people, obviously, we want money. Like, obviously, we want something to have.
Yeah.
I feel like before certain programs were introduced to me, I was just existing. I was just there.
Mm-hmm.
But then when people actually came up to me like, hey, you could do this. This will actually benefit you. You seem like someone that could do this.
Right.
That actually helped me be productive, actually get to know more people, to network, to do all that. So I feel like maybe productivity where more things could be shown and given to young people.
I love that. I love that. Well, I think it's important right now. I mean, we always say, you know, the children are our future, but it's so important right now that you take that statement to heart and you take the bull by the horns. You know, you're such an intelligent young man, and I'm sure that, you know, a lot of young people are gravitating towards you because they see the possibility. You was at that award ceremony and he was racking up awards, my friend. And I know that is because of all of the hard work that you put in. Where do you think you got that discipline from? Because I know, you know, your mom's a teacher, so I know you weren't able to get away with a lot, you know, and she was going to push you regardless because you are her promise. You know, you're your ancestors, you know, wildest dream. So obviously you had to push past whatever adversity you had in front of you, but you still have to find that inner peace and that discipline. Where did that come from, and how did you develop it?
I believe my father, where he's one of the most disciplined people I know, whether it comes to bodybuilding, eating right, anything like that, keeping your values and morals straight, anything like that. He will say, hey, I think you should be doing this, or I think this will benefit you. He was definitely one that instilled a lot of values in me, and definitely my grandmother. She definitely instilled a lot of Bible verses in me, a lot of stuff I could just have along the way. Like, so I might see something, I might be wrong, and I'll instantly think my grandmother's telling me what to do or what the right thing is to do. So I feel like they helped a lot with that. She didn't only teach me like English and stuff. She also taught me more values of how to move in the school system, how America works, how to actually live a good life in this country.
Yeah. I love that. I think that it's so important that, you know, we teach our children so that they become well-rounded individuals. And I feel that you have that tribe, you have that family. There's so many, unfortunately, and I'm sure you've seen it, you know, in your school, in your community, that don't have that type of support system. You know, they're growing up without a father in the household, and, you know, they're growing up, you know, living in poor situations. What would you say to someone who is dealing with challenges and doesn't have that support system that you have, and those words of encouragement every day before you leave the house, that Osaze, you know, you're our promise, like you can do it? What would you say to a student who, dare I say, is less fortunate than you?
I'd say reach out. Where I did learn that closed mouths don't get fed. Where if I stay silent, not seeking any help at all, then I will not like get where I want to be. I'm not where I want to be right now. I want to be a millionaire in a mansion, chilling.
You want to be a billionaire. Millionaires don't mean nothing these
You're right.
days.
Yeah.
You're gonna be a billionaire. But go ahead.
So I'm like, okay. Repeat the question one more time.
What would you say to that person who is not afforded, you know, sort of the gifts that you have?
Yeah, I'd say reach out, because until I actually reached out, I wasn't doing much. My dad was like, because I was chilling at home. I was not doing much. In 9th and 10th grade, I was playing a little bit. I was chilling. But then when I reached out and actually talked to people like, hey, guidance counselor, Mr. Ross, different teachers, like, hey, what what do I do? Like,
Yeah.
what do I do to get where I want to be? They said, talk to people,
Yeah.
network, show your interest.
Mhm.
Like, be the one that shows up and actually wants to learn.
Yeah.
Because when you go up to someone that has the opportunities, like someone else in the room might be the key to your success.
Yep.
To go up to them and be like, hey, I want that opportunity.
Yeah.
I want to be there. And showing you have that interest, that might get you somewhere.
I love that. So it's just asking the question. You don't necessarily have to have the financial means, the resources, the family that is supporting you. What you have to have is the desire,
Yes.
and the drive to want to achieve and have more. And you could put yourself in those rooms even when you're in school. You just have to be engaged in it and ask those questions. So, mental health is a huge topic these days, and a lot of kids do struggle with that, and finding their identity. And clearly you said that 9th and 10th grade, you were kind of listless. Like, I'm just here, I'm existing, I'm playing video games, I'm just going to school just to get a passing grade. But you didn't know what your path forward was going to be. Were you, and not to say you were going through a depression or whatever, but were you going through a period of time that you were trying to figure out who Osaze was and what you're capable of accomplishing?
Yeah, definitely. Around 2022, when I was in 9th grade, I did go through that period in time where I just felt low all the time. Coming to school, like going back home, I was just chilling, didn't know what to do. Off on the game, didn't have no direction I was going. But then over time, I got introduced to other programs, like I said.
Yeah, that just
That
opened up the doors.
The first program I think I got introduced to was first wrestling in 10th grade, where they actually showed me discipline. My father actually started to chip in, actually showed me like, hey, if you actually want to win matches, you have to eat right, you have to train right, you have to actually put in the effort, because all your work shows on the mat. If you cheat yourself off the mat, you're cheating yourself on the mat.
No.
So those lessons greatly helped me.
I love that. So basically what you just needed was a plan, right? You just needed a plan for your purpose, because clearly you're here for a reason, and clearly you have gifts that you can contribute. And so it was just a matter of tapping in to what those things were and not letting, the mind get to you, the laziness get to you, the stagnant environment get to you. You just needed to figure out what the plan was so that you can go and pursue your purpose. Because clearly you're a champion as a wrestler, right?
Nope.
No, you're not. I saw
good.
these pictures. I looked online. I see you got people pinned to mats in your arm. So what's going on?
I definitely have a good score, good record. I went to, what's it called? I went through qualifiers. I did good. I went to counties.
Right.
I was so close to blood rounds.
Wow.
I almost got there. But, same place last year. I lost on my last match, which I needed to win to keep going.
Oh my God. No way. Well, you're a champion regardless.
Yeah, I still playing wrestling in college.
Oh, see, even better. Did you get is a scholarship available for wrestling?
There are sports scholarships. I didn't go into those. I usually got the scholarships where with career, with writing, all those I'm really good at.
So what do you enjoy about, and how did you even get involved? There's so many sports I know at Uniondale High School. Yeah. So what inspired you to get involved with wrestling out of everything that was available to you?
The first thing I was told is the toughest sport. That was the first thing I was told.
So you wanted a challenge.
Yeah, and since I was young, I got put in karate. They showed me like, oh, this is actually discipline. At first, I gave up on karate. I was like, okay, let me see how this goes. I kept getting flipped on my butt, so I just like, nah, I'm tired. But then I love boxing, like with Muhammad Ali, with Floyd Mayweather, with Mike Tyson, all those people I look up to. So when I saw wrestling, I was like, okay, I don't see any boxing programs. So I'm like, okay, wrestling, I heard it's toughest sport, good cardio, improved strength. Let me see how it is.
Yeah.
I went. My first day, I was gassed. I was tired.
Wow.
But then over time, I got to build my endurance. I started to see results. I won matches. And over time, I just kept the streak going, kept winning and winning. until I actually love the sport. So even in the hard times where I'm struggling on that mat or struggling in the gym pushing weights, I'm going to still show up, still see the results, and still succeed and win.
Well, let me tell you, when I was younger, I used to look at wrestling as a bunch of grown men rolling around on the floor, but that sport actually takes a lot of focus and a lot of discipline, and also a lot of mind, mind over matter, type of thing. How do you tap into that? Because you have to outsmart, outthink, outmaneuver, out everything your opponent. And you have to also be able to think past what his next move is going to be, so that obviously you can, pin him or win or whatever the case may be. I don't know the wrestling jargon, but for the most part, you have to be always a step ahead. How do you do that in those moments, especially when it starts to get intense? You're now battling strength for strength, muscle for muscle. How do you tap into that in that moment?
I will say that you do definitely have to have your countermeasures. Like, hey, if I get in this position, let me reverse and pin, or let me get out, back up, and then reevaluate the situation and score. But I feel like when you get on the mat, you have to have a plan in your mind. This is what I'm going to do, no matter what my opponent does, no matter who it is, no matter how big or tall or short they are. I will win. I will do what I have to do. Like, you get your moves that you love to do, and you do it.
Yeah.
Where I feel as wrestling, you do have to have some type of confidence and ego for it.
Right.
Where you can't go on the mat slouch like, hey, I'm gonna go wrestle. If I win, I win. No, you have to go in there. I'm gonna win. I'm gonna get that medal. I'm gonna get that award. I'm gonna do what I have to do.
I love that. How do you apply? Because that sounds so much like life. How do you apply that mantra to and that ethic, that work ethic, to your life?
I feel like you apply it by, once again, you have to have an ego, have to have that confidence. I feel like with that, you just have to apply that to anything you do. Like, no matter if you're gonna go to a job, no matter if you're gonna go to work, I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna do what I have to do. No one's gonna stop me, even if there's someone over there that may discourage me. I might feel like that person doesn't like me. That doesn't matter. I'm gonna go there, do what I have to do, and at the end of the day, I'm gonna get money. I'm gonna win. I'm gonna do what I have to do.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. And I love that you're learning that at such a young age. Most people don't grow up until they get to college. And I feel that you're so wise beyond your years, and that you're already prepared. And it's almost like college is just going to be your time to actually navigate what you've learned, instead of gain. And you're going to gain more knowledge and experience and wisdom. But I feel like you're already prepared for it. And I love that. So tell me, as we mentioned, he is the 2025 graduate of Uniondale High School. What is your proudest moment that you've experienced, that you feel that you're going to hold on to, that you're going to remember for the rest of your life from your experience in Uniondale High School?
Proudest moments? Definitely with wrestling. Definitely with real estate and all the awards that I got at the end of the year. That's a hard option. I got three. One of them probably would be Hofstra, where through Uniondale High School, I got to go to a program through Hofstra and Uniondale, where I got to get 6 college credits in total from each program. I got to be on college campus, experience how it is, see how the structure is, how it actually feels to be in a classroom. So that definitely helped me out of college, and those memories with the people I met there, like Danny Henry, those people actually helped me out. Definitely got me out of my comfort zone, showed me like, hey, this is actually pretty cool to be here. Like, at first going into it, like, okay, college credits, that's cool. But then when I actually got to experience it, I was like, wait, this is way more than just credits. I actually learned a lot doing this.
So you took advantage of that experience.
Definitely.
One of your products. I remember seeing a newspaper article, I think, about that course.
I forgot to bring it.
Yeah, that's amazing.
I got featured in it where they took my picture, they showed different stuff on the newspaper. I did an interview with them as well at the end of the year to show why people should come and join Union with all the opportunities you can get there.
I love that. I love that. What would you share with the young men that are coming up behind you at Uniondale, the sophomores and the juniors, and those that have kind of lost their way maybe, or never found what their purpose was? What would you suggest they do? Because again, you mentioned freshman year and sophomore year, you kind of was just floating by. What do you suggest they do in order to get out of that just floating by mentality?
First, I would say reach out to your guidance counselors or reach out to anyone you know with a little status. And even if you don't know anybody, just reach out to somebody you think, hey, that person can help me out. Because even if you might think, oh, I'm just you're just taking advantage of an opportunity. You're not just sitting back like waiting for life to roll by.
Yeah.
Actually going out and actually talking to those people, like my teachers, my guidance counselors, they always help me out, show me different things. Like Miss Kane, she definitely showed me opportunities that I could get through scholarships, through programs, through everything. And she showed me like she always told me I was smart, but I kept like scooting past it, like, nah, I don't think so. But then when I actually see like I'm doing all this stuff, I'm putting in the work, I feel like I have the right to say I'm smart or I have the intelligence to do certain things.
Well, that's how I think the doors of opportunity open up for you when you put in the work, because clearly you were chosen for these programs because not only your academic, excellence, but because of whatever they saw inside of you. These opportunities are not open to everybody, right? You have to be chosen. A teacher has to see something in you. How did that feel to have teachers actually see something in you and want you to flourish and grow and put you into these different programs so that, obviously you can have a well-rounded and developed future?
It felt good because at first I didn't think I was deserving, but they kept telling me like, no, you deserve this. You showed up. You were actually here to listen and learn. So at first I didn't feel worthy of it, but then after a while they actually told me like, hey, like I'm glad you're here. You actually improved it. You're probably one of my most memorable students. I was like, thank you. Like I didn't think like those things that you said, but actually when I showed up and actually showed interest, actually helped me a lot.
Well, we mentioned, because I met you at the ceremony for the Uniondale Scholarship Award, and you could show the Dare to Be You. I was so taken back by this man's story. He was awarded the Sandra Cabrera, which is my best friend and business partner who passed away, the Sandra Cabrera Dare to Be You Scholarship Award. Tell me real quick, what does Dare to Be You mean to you?
For me, I believe that means to not care what others think, where caring about what someone else thinks will bring you down in some way. It might bring your feelings down. You might start questioning yourself. You might be like, hey, should I do this? Like, was this the right decision? And you'll maybe backtrack and be like, no, maybe I shouldn't put myself out there. No, dare to be you, where you shouldn't care what others think. You should actually, maybe some people may call it weird, maybe people may call it cringe, but if you do it, you're passionate about it, you want it, you see results, you should keep going no matter what people say.
I love that. And that's so true, my friend. And just the fact that you want to share that with other young men like you and people who are going through something in your community. You don't avoid, the injustices that are going on. You kind of want to lean into them and figure out a better way for not only those people to navigate it, but also the principalities that be to see it and want to help make those changes. Correct? So I understand you mentioned that you want to go into criminology or be an FBI agent. How did that come about?
First, I was like, hey, I'm good at literature, I'm good at reading and writing. But then when I saw what it offered, like understanding criminal investigations, seeing the mental side, like why would this happen? Like how it happened. you would see how people were raised. You would see how certain situations may cause a person to be involved in that.
Right.
And seeing that, I was like, wait, how can these situations be stopped? How can these communities be improved? How can all of these things be better for everyone else?
Right.
So criminology actually showed me like, hey, what I could do is in my situation help others out.
I love that. I love that. So, is that going to be a daunting curriculum at
It's
University of Buffalo? Like, how many years do you have to actually going to criminology and obviously being a lawyer and probably also you probably be able to do all three, real estate, criminology, and be an FBI agent. So how much time do you expect to be, pouring into that future that you desire?
after 3 years at Buffalo, you are offered to enroll in Buffalo Law School,
Mm-hmm.
so I could go straight there. I want to do a dual major in psychology and criminology and psychology, whereas that could help me out. I'll uh, go into internships with police departments or anywhere I could get experience, and after that, I could start looking at FBI and stuff like that.
Right.
So that's one of the pathways I'm looking at.
I love that.
Other than that, I'm thinking of doing my doctorate in criminology and do a major in psychology, where that could help me out.
I love that. What changes do you expect to be able to accomplish, after you graduate, after you're now boots on the ground, and you're out there trying to create this change, this world that you envision? What will your first step be?
First step would be probably advocating. Whereas with my influence, with a doctorate, I'll probably join FBI or a job that could actually make a difference. And I'm not staying back on a desk just chilling.
Yeah.
I'm actually making a difference to either talk to people, show my influence, show my opinion, giving like strong words or giving speeches to actually show what I'm about and what I want to accomplish.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. And in a world right now, my friend, we need that. We need young people to advocate. The voices of, I feel, my generation are just falling on deaf ears right now. And I feel that we need a fresh perspective. I think that we need a different path. I think that we need the understanding of your experiences and not just ours anymore, and how you see the world overall, not only just for yourself, but for your children, and your children's children. I think that is so important. And speaking of, your side hustle, which you mentioned earlier, of real estate, you mentioned an interest in creating generational wealth. Where did you get that from? Like, how did that become a thought to you, an idea, and why do you think that is important, especially now?
I think it became an idea where I was like, for as long as I've known, for years, like the word generational wealth has just sat with me, where I want my kids to have a better situation than I started, where my parents started, where my grandparents started, where I would hear stories of how it was just a one house, one bedroom, 5 kids, or even more, 12 kids. Like, I have a lot of aunties, a lot of uncles, and you would hear the stories of struggle and the stories of upbringing where they would have nothing, and they would go to having a house, having a good job, and coming back to the family and giving back. That's what I wanted to do, where I want my kids to be able to be like, hey, I didn't have these struggles because my father did this. And they would go on to showing other people like, hey, let's uplift each other and actually have a good life together. Because I feel like if my parents had me quite late, so I'm the youngest person in my family, my closest family, where everyone is way older than me.
Right.
I feel like if I was born a little earlier, I'd be able to get a job, make money, send money to my grandmother, help everyone out, the living conditions, everything. So I feel like with my kids, with my family, I want to be able to provide for them.
No, I get that at a much easier pace than some, you
Yeah.
know. And again, creating that generational wealth is making sure that you're putting aside those funds, that you're building those businesses, that you're investing in those companies, and investing in yourself as well, and making sure that you're putting something in the kitty, because that's something that a lot of people didn't do, you know. Even when you have these insurance policies and things like that, we tend to squander even those away, you know, and we don't think about the future of our family, of our children.
Yeah.
Everything is for right now. Immediately is when I need it. Immediately is how I'm going to spend it, and not thinking about the legacy behind you. So you find that it is important that you start building that foundation right now. Yeah.
My father definitely taught me not to base all my value on material things. I should save for later, because there will always be an emergency, no matter what. So with my money, he taught me strategies to be safe, how to save properly, not spend money on just like random food, like, oh, that looks nice. No, like actually save your money, put it in something that'll actually help you. Like, make your money make money. Like, invest in certain things, businesses, properties, anything that can help you out in the future.
I think that is so important for young people to know, because we're about the fit and you know, the kicks.
You do
and
you like to look good sometimes.
yeah,
you like to look
do.
good sometimes.
I get that, but there's a time and place for that as well. You don't have to be at the mall every week buying the newest trend so that you can look good. And even if you do, you invest in those things that you can still wear 20 years later. I am that person. I don't know if you could tell, but I am that person that I invest in timeless things, so that when my money gets funny, you know, I still can wear that outfit or that bag or those shoes or whatever the case may be, and still have money in the bank for those rainy days, you know, and not feeling it necessary to always try to keep up with the style and the trends, because it's we should not be living materialistically. It is so much more important that we realize the value in our money and how we can maximize and capitalize on it for our future if we were a lot more mindful of how we spend it and how we use it, you know? So I love that. All right, well, time is winding down a little bit. What are you most looking forward to in your next journey at University of Buffalo?
I definitely look forward to seeing what opportunities I get. For example, there's fraternities like Alpha Phi Alpha, where my mentor, Mr. Ross, like my second father, he joined the fraternity Alpha Phi Alpha, where I'm interested to see how that is. Like, he talked amazing about it, where he got opportunities. He could you would join the program, and then immediately he saw a difference where people saw him. Or like, hey, can you give a speech? Like, can you do this? He was baffled. He was like, wow, this is what this entails. Like, when you join a program, you are that program. You show like what it involves. So that'll definitely push me to be more involved on campus, see more internships, and see what I could accomplish.
I love that. And also, this is going to be your last year, and this is your last year in My Brother's Keeper. So what would you like to leave for the young men that are still there and growing into that program?
One, I would say keep it fun, keep it lit, because we had a great time. We would still learn, but we still had a great time. So I would say still keep your morals and values in check, and still check out on each other. Like, it's a brotherhood. Like, see how each other's doing, uplift each other. It's not just something you go to, have a little fun, have a little talk, and go home. You actually get each other's numbers, see how it is, and uplift each other in any way you can. If you see someone struggling, see how's your day going? How can I help? Like, is everything okay? Help each other out.
Love that. Do you find yourself going back and maybe being a mentor?
I definitely do want to come back, because a friend of mine, he goes to college upstate as well, where he came back and he gave a speech and actually showed us what he's doing. He's an MBK ambassador, where he's doing good. And when I saw him come back and actually show what he was doing, like it sparked something inside me where I want to come back, show the progress and what I could accomplish, what any one of these young men can accomplish.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. And I'm sure that you've built some solid friendships there as well. Do you have any of your peers going to your same school?
Yeah.
Okay.
Friend of mine, Angel. That's really it. Oh, one of my friends, Ryan, from my middle school.
Nice.
I'm definitely gonna get in contact with him.
I love it.
But with relationships from Uniondale, I think I will keep them. Like people going to Hofstra, people going to different colleges. I'm definitely gonna come visit. Like over time, there's definitely teachers I'm definitely gonna visit. There's people, relationships I'm definitely gonna come back to.
I love that. I love that. Well, my last question to you, my friend, is when people look back on your legacy years from now, what do you hope they'll say Osaze Daniel stood for?
Resilience. I think I want to stand for, like, no matter what situation you're in, no matter who's around you, no matter what challenge you may face, you can do it. No matter what background, what challenge you face, you can still do it. No matter who may judge you, you can still do it. I want to be looked at as someone that came from a certain background where he didn't have everything in the world just handed to him and actually worked for it himself.
I love it. I love it. Thank you so much, Osaze, for being here. You're an amazing, amazing young man. I wish you so much in your future endeavors. If anyone wants to follow him, I want to put up his information on his Instagram. 2025, my friend, you did it. And I just want God to direct your every step, your every move. I want you to be blessed. I want you to accomplish your ancestors' wildest dreams and just keep walking in your path and dare to be you. Okay? I so appreciate you being here. All right, my friends, we're going to get real quick to the Dare to Be You. And it is dare to be resilient in the face of adversity. Dare to rise with purpose, even when life tries to hold you down. Resilience isn't just surviving, it's learning, growing, and becoming stronger because of what you've endured. Purpose isn't just a dream, it's the reason you keep moving forward. Dare to be the one who turns pain into power and struggle into strength. Let your story inspire, your voice lead, and your actions create change. No matter where you come from, your future is yours to define. So dare to be you, unshakable, unbreakable, unstoppable. And that is exactly what this young man has shared with me today, and you as well. Go out there and live your purpose on purpose. Be resilient, rise to the challenges. Everything that God prepared you for, everything that God has done and given you, you are prepared for. So please walk in it with purpose and with boldness and with authority. I'd like to thank you so much again, Osaze, for being here.
No
I'd like to thank you, the viewers, for tuning in to another episode of Our Unity. Please remember that peace and love is in the palm of our hands. So let's go out there and be some love, share some love, and just walk in love. I'll see you in a couple of weeks here on Our Unity. In the meantime, I want you to have a wonderful evening and weekend, and remember that I love you. We'll see you later, and have a good night. Say good night. Bye.